Tea culture has been spreading all over the world as a gift for mankind. One of the most popular tea-associated countries is that of Great Britain, called afternoon tea. The British have created their own gorgeous and unique tea drinking style that become an iconic identity of British country. It is internationally known along with the quote, "At 3:30, everything stopped for tea." Tea was a symbol of the upper class in the middle of the 17th century, the first time tea was introduced to Britain from China. Because of the high carriage in goods, only the first class could afford this luxury commodity. Afternoon tea at that time stood for wealth because its origin was from royal courts. In the 1840s, dinner was often served late in the evening, around 8:30 or 9 p.m. for the upper-class Victorian Britain. To fill up the hunger gaps caused by this long duration between lunch and dinner, Duchess of Bedford, Anna Russell, came up with the idea of taking tea with small portions of food. And thanks to Anna, the tradition of the afternoon tea was born. Gradually, afternoon tea became common among aristocratic circles. Later, it was encouraged by former British monarch Queen Victoria and became one of the social activities of prominent individuals in society. It is a great honor to be invited to an afternoon tea party at that time. Being influenced by the upper-class lifestyle, by the end of the 18th century, afternoon tea developed its current form and was observed by both the upper and middle classes nowadays. Respecting the principle is considered as a striking feature of British, which is clearly expressed through principle of time. First, they take the punctuality very seriously. It means that if you have a tea appointment with an Englishman at 3 o'clock, you have to be on time. Because English people value time, their pace of life is very fast. You will be considered impolite if you are only a few minutes late. Therefore, people here usually arrive at around 4 o'clock to enjoy afternoon tea. The principal respect is also proved through several outstanding drinking etiquettes with some unchangeable orders. The actual drinking of tea can take place throughout the meal. As for the food, tea sandwiches are always eaten first, followed by the sweets such as cakes, pastries, and scones. Noticeably, scones are always broken, never cut. They should be served with jam or clotted cream or butter. The jam should go on first, followed by the butter and cream. If you take a meal with the tea, meal is poor after. Another British trait expressed through afternoon tea is politeness. First, people still wear formal clothes. During the 1880s, upper-class women wore long coats, gloves, and hats for their afternoon tea. This day, it may differ depending on the venue. The man wore a shirt with a tie and the women just wear dresses. The proper way to hold a teacup is to hold the handle with the pinky finger down. When standing more than a foot away from the table, the standard drinking way is the left hand hold the saucer and the cup held on the right. Being polite is not making noise that affects others. When using teaspoon, move it up and down, gently folding in the sugar or milk. It also costs there. Make sure the spoon doesn't clang or touch the side of teacup. British live on this principle and rules, so following the requirement in afternoon tea is courtesy and respect to each other. Being considered as a short-term orientation country, the UK tends to be characterized with emphasis on personal achievement and respect private life. It can be seen in how British cherish in every single moment of relaxing in afternoon tea time, while enjoying comfortable feeling and peaceful atmosphere after a hectic day. In our busy and time-poor life, what is more ideal than momentarily stopping for a scone and a pot of tea? Afternoon tea gives us a break in the rush of modern life, like a sign of balance. They need to sit down to seek for tranquility of soul and nurturing the inner space. A lot of principle and order in afternoon tea nowadays has been reduced for purposes of popularizing this incredible country to social stratification, but still preserving the original distinctive features. In general, afternoon tea is not just a simple extra meal, but also a cultural identity that stands for British traditional traits. Old but gold, afternoon tea is still one of the must-do things when you travel to the UK.